www.DESIblitz.com.
Jailer, won't you let my man go free? He don't belong in prison, though he's guilty as can be, but the only crime he's guilty of.
Hi, I'm Sukki Singapora. I'm the world's first Desi Burlesque performer, and you're watching me on DESIblitz.com.
Won't you let my man go free?
Burlesque was actually, well, it means to make fun of, to poke fun of. It's a kind of, it was a lowbrow form of entertainment for the ordinary guy or girl, which has been going for hundreds of years. But it was taken to mean striptease in America. So it would be like a light-hearted performance, an artistic performance, a dance performance with elements of striptease incorporated. What I do is slightly different though. So when I say what is burlesque, I do incorporate elements of striptease, but it doesn't define my performances.
Just listen to his guitar, you'll know the score. Please, Mr. Jailer.
Well, currently we're riding on a neo-burlesque movement, which really became popular in the 1990s. So burlesque as we know it today, i.e. neo-burlesque, really became popular in the 90s from American stars and has since infiltrated sort of our culture and indeed sort of the Western culture as well. The difference between the adult industry and burlesque is a hotly contested debate, but I think that really stems from the lack of knowledge around what burlesque is. Yes, there are elements of striptease. However, the elements of striptease are not to placate any male sexual agenda. It's merely to embody what it is to be feminine, embody the female form, and really as a confidence thing. I mean, what I think is the real test is over 80% in most circumstances of my audience are female. And they attend the events and they like to dress up and they like to do their hair, and it's all about the aesthetics of it and feeling confident and sexy as a woman. And when really you look at those facts, it's very different to sort of any eroticism that is for some sexual agenda. Why did I get into burlesque? It was actually because growing up, I was growing up as a mixed race child. That is, my mother was white British and my father Indo-Singaporean, Indian Singaporean. And I always felt a little out of place in the two cultures, so I discovered vintage fashion as a way of expressing myself. And when you get into vintage fashion, you hear about the vintage sort of advocates, the American stars, and a lot of them practice burlesque. It tends to go hand in hand. And with a background of classical ballet from a young age, I was immediately drawn to it and hooked. And now, as they say, the rest is history. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As you can imagine, when my parents found out that I was to become a professional burlesque performer, there wasn't a congratulations party. So, of course, it has caused some controversy. But I think, once you explain what burlesque is, the taboo around it very quickly dissipates. And I think as long as you focus on that meaning behind it, rather than focusing on, oh my gosh, it's burlesque and there are elements of striptease. I'm choosing my career path. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I could not have chosen something else, but what I advocate is the fact that I did have that choice, and I chose to do a very, what I believe is, complex and difficult art form of which I take pride in. Well, I actually started off as blonde. Basically what I wanted to do was, I was kind of tired of the traditional, stereotypical Indian Bollywood sort of leading lady, and I wanted to do something different. I've said it on my Twitter, the only way to be fashionable in this fashionable world is actually to be unfashionable. So the only way to stand out is to be unfashionable. So I was thinking, well, I want to mix this up a bit, and I'm known, I guess, for being a bit quirky. So I spoke to my hair colorist and I said, you know what, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to be the first ever Indian blue-haired leading lady. And she looked at me and she goes, okay, let's do this. And the next day I went blue, and really shocked all my fans. But I think, you know, I've never looked back.
Let me know where I can go to save my soul.
Well, this is a non-traditional attire, because this is actually an outfit that was designed as a tribute to Chinese performer Barbara Young. So obviously you have the Cheongsam neckline. Stockings are a huge part of it. Kind of not always, but it tends to be the uniform of burlesque, shall we say, and corsetry is a huge part of it, steel-boned corsetry. What's really popular in burlesque as well is tight lacing, which is basically the cinching of the waist with a steel-bone corset for extreme waist reduction, and that's a very popular hourglass Jessica Rabbit silhouette. For example, every single outfit I wear, there is an element of a sari woven into it. So the material actually used for this particular piece, this is made from a sari my mother brought me from India. So I try to wear my heritage in my performances, literally wear my heart on my sleeve. So I guess I'm unique in that respect, perhaps. My ambitions. I just want to be, I guess, like every person who's, an artist, especially one in a competitive field. I just want to be the best in the world at what I do. That's a huge part of my goals, I guess, and to inspire young women who feel afraid to express themselves creatively. It allows me to express myself and express my sexuality, and thus is it very empowering. And I think other women that approach me, they say it's done the same for them. So I would say that it does have the ability to empower. I know it's been difficult for me, and for many of my female fans who are probably watching, it is difficult as an Asian woman to choose the arts, to flourish in the arts, and to express yourself to the extent you want to express yourself. So I just hope that by really working hard at it, I can be an inspiration and, inspire a generation of young Asian women or young women across the world to just be able to be free to express themselves.